Without further ado, I say we jump right in. So this is from Al Jazeera. It's news with an infographic. So 1 month into a US government shutdown, how it's going so far. I think this is like quite interesting because like I like occasionally like swift through the news headlines on Focus, just to like know, okay, did the nuclear warhead somewhere pop off or like shit like that, so that I'm like a little bit informed on like what is going on the global stage. Though like government that has been shut down for 1 month sounds ridiculous. Like the implications of it alone are quite severe. Like what I know, for example, from the German government, they say they don't have a government when they don't have a majority being at place. I know that the system in the US is different from the system in Germany, though I assume that's like something similar, that like somewhere a majority is missing, and therefore they're like all saying, okay, this is not working right now, so we ain't do stuff because, oh my god, I can't have my will, so I will go ahead and stop it, which is like why I, for my part, would advocate for a totalitarian democratic approach, which is very, very time intensive. So I understand why this is not working currently from the global stage, because you have like other actors who are very, very fast. It's like when you compare, for example, a dictatorship with a democracy, a dictatorship is like way faster than a democracy because they can like decide right away, like super, super fast. Which is like why I also furthermore like emphasize that the US is quite advanced in that sense, because the US president has an extreme power set with like this 180-day executive directive procedure, if I'm not mistaken, though I'm not yet literate within the system. Y'all need 60 votes to stop this madness. Yeah, and you guys have like people who like listen to the general public and then decide themselves like up on what they then gonna vote, like if I'm not mistaken. Though like as mentioned, I'm still getting literate on this. The president is trying to be a dictator. That's the issue. Like I don't know, I would need further sources. Like you guys like bring me those videos so that we can like look at it, because like rather than like saying then okay, I don't know, because like I gotta get more into it, like to then like finally deduct, okay, is there a dictatorship forming or not. Like you can make out a dictator through tyrannical behavior, like as a rule of thumb. It's like always a spectrum, though like a tyrant will like always try to morally blackmail you, emotionally blackmail you, like in that direction, or they will actively try to induce harm in order to hinder something from happening in the first place. And then you also, of course, gotta watch for mechanisms like tit for tat and whatnot. He isn't following the rules and keeps getting sued. You make a PowerPoint just for me. It'll probably be done in December. I'd appreciate it a lot. Like you guys can like do PowerPoints, videos, whatever. I will look into it. And because I'm interested in that, like, because the Constitution is so beautiful in my eyes. Which is why, like, you guys, like, just do that. Bring videos, bring articles, whatnot, and we will jump in. The US government has been shut down for 30 days. Al Jazeera visualizes where things stand right now. Okay, closed due to federal government shutdown. Oh, this is like quite direct. It's the National Gallery of Art. Why is the National Gallery of Art closed due to a federal government shutdown? They can't... What? Dude, can I open this in a new tab? Beautiful. Let's zoom in. Navy CIS technology. They can't wait to seek more whatever back. visit some website.gov for updates. Okay, that's interesting. Like, why is it closed to do a shutdown? Like for me, it's like interesting, like, cause like now we have the opportunity, cause I'm like from Europe. Okay, I have a European lens, and I'm like looking over to you guys and like thinking, okay, like what the heck is a shutdown? Never heard of it. Like in that sense, and like it's like totally blind. Like I never read this article. So it's like interesting for me, like what does this have to do with the government shutdown? Like this is an art gallery. Why can't they open when the government is shut down? Like what the heck? What the heck? Okay, a child walks past the closed National Gallery of Art during the 5th day of partial government. It's a partial government shutdown in Washington D.C., the United States. October 5th, 2025. This photo was made by Aaron Schwartz, a member of Reuters. Okay, so is it now a partial government shutdown or is it a complete government shutdown? Like looks like a partial one. Which also would make sense. Yes, Hannah Dougal. Like who the fuck is Hannah Dougal, bruh? Who the heck? Who the heck are you? Who the heck are you, Hannah Dougal? Checker X! Can I look at it? Yes, we can look at it. Freak, yeah. Government funds are on hold, so like museums that run off those funds, they are closed due to the... so like the employees of this museum are then like on unpaid leave. For the time being until the government continues its doings. Okay, nothing posted. Okay, I assume I have to log in though. It seems to be Hannah Dougal. I don't know if it's the Hannah Dougal. There's articles by Hannah Dougal. Like, can we like one? Okay, like let's check what articles have been written so far. Quite diligent every second day so far. What life is like in Gaza's crowded tents. Hurricane Melissa. What military force has the US positioned off Venezuela's coast? Who are the 95 Palestinian medics held captive by Israel? How many times has the US struck Venezuelan vessels? Which countries owe the IMF the most money in 2025? How much of Europe oil? Okay, I assume this one is under a director, like a news director. Like it makes sense. Like maybe they have an apartment, though this is all speculation. The US government shutdown, which began on October 1st when the Democrats and the Republicans failed to agree on a funding bill, has now passed 1 month. Americans are increasingly facing delays and interruptions to their everyday lives. This is like like what is the vote structure on this? Like, do they need a majority vote, or like how many? Yeah, like you said, like 60 votes are missing, like in order to come to a conclusion. I appreciate the lyric there. I appreciate it. It helps out. Okay, so like there are some votes missing on both sides. So that's why they don't have budget for anything, which explains then, of course, in exchange that also museums are shut down, because when the Minister of Finance is not allowed to pay any money due to no decision, of course, this is then like bound to happen logically. Around 730,000 federal employees, 32% of the federal workforce, have been working without pay, according to data from the Bipartisan Policy Center, while 670,000 have been furloughed, sent home without pay because government departments can't legally pay them. That number will go up as the shutdown drags on and government departments run out of money, which is very interesting when you take to account previously stated intelligence, like from an historical perspective, hereby addressing the past. Governmental consulting agencies like Doge, for example, formally proposed to save money And when I then like see, like, this is a tinfoil hat, it's like just my first impression on this. Like, when I then see that governmental institutions like museums are shut down, this is like quite the money saving effort. And Nubis, I appreciate you, thank you so much. You literally bring food on the table, make people smile, and literally help people as well. Thank you so much, Anubis. Whatever you do, I hope it's amazing. I hope it's amazing. Like, you can tinfoil hat on this one. You can tinfoil hat on this one that this is a unified initiative to basically freeze organizations like those. Though it would also be quite pleasant to then finally find out which else is then also hit by this. So like a graphic where you can see, okay, which institutions are then like facing that. 60 votes are needed. Republicans have the majority, though they need Democrats to complete it, though the Republicans are trying to cut healthcare for the Afford Care Act, which means people will go from paying $200 a month to $800 a month. Democrats are like, nah, the people need to afford care. What the heck? So like when the Afford Act like passes through, people need to pay $800 a month for healthcare or what? This is ridiculous. Get rid of this healthcare thing, man. Jesus Christ. This is wild. Dude. Affordable care. Because like I had like past information that like on one hand you guys are like having like healthcare, or like then like something with food stamps is like going on, which I'm like looking into this because this is something very near and dear to me. Because I know like what it feels like to have quite some hunger and like being shaken in a chair. So like I'm quite worried in that sense. The Affordable Care Act. Okay, so like when the Affordable Care Act is being blocked, the healthcare costs will rise to $800 a month. That's to put you don't live on a SNAP. I don't know, like we're like still looking into it. Like from what I see right now, just now, is basically like I can tell you guys, like healthcare basically incentivizes doctors to not be so engaged with what they do. Not everyone, of course, because like it's always a spectrum, it's always a bell curve. Like it's not for everyone though. Like those are like negative aspects of healthcare. There are like also very, very much positive aspects about it. Though like what I just then like see is the incentive being introduced that healthcare itself basically means for the doctors, okay, I have my 15-minute slot, and after this 15-minute slot, I get paid regardless. So they get paid regardless for what they do. And when you then also have like phrasing instantiated, because like we also had like someone from our family being quite transparent about it, where they like also shared with us that like within the government, you now have like rephrasings being made, which furthermore rises costs for certain procedures within the healthcare system. So it's a very double-edged sword, and like I, for my part, think it would be like way better to reduce ownership of like hospitals or like healthcare institutions to like 4 institutes per person, and like highly bureaucratize this field, so that hospitals are incentivized to serve a good price and a good procedure, and maybe teach the people to have like a fund for their lives, like within school, like how to build a stock system, so that the people can like have a reserve where they can utilize it. And of course, they grant the right where people can go bankrupt on healthcare costs, which is like way more advisable in my humble opinion. Like Jesus Christ, like from what I've learned so far, goods are there, bads are there, though like the bads are quite frightening in my humble opinion. Though, okay, moving on. So it seems like there's something with healthcare going on, which basically hinders that quite diligently. So we have those are recommended stories, so I don't care about those. The shutdown has led to the disruption to or even full cessation of a number of services, including essential food assistance, which is horrid. This is horrid. This makes people aggressive, this makes people criminal. This like brings people to the edge. Recently saw a video about a mother that had like around $200 worth of groceries in her trunk. She then like also panicked when police contact was like instantiated, and then like caused an accident in that sense, which is like horrid. That also explains like why the government then like countered this, like also timely seen like from the time axis like in advance, with like a misdemeanor where like people who steal like have a misdemeanor going on. It looks like a timed effort, like when you go full tinfoil hat on this. Though, in my opinion, like stripping people of food, this is horrific, and also very dangerous for a government, because like you will find the people who don't get like money when they are like down on the bottom of the society. You will find them again in the criminal statistic. It's like a normal effect, because like people are getting desperate, they can't think clearly anymore. They're extremely hungry, and that's then like why they act aggressively in that sense. If y'all don't get it done, a lot of people will lose healthcare because they wouldn't be able to afford it anymore. The theory is that the president is trying to make y'all sick and hungry so that y'all go buck wild and he can declare martial law or something. He wants to turn the military against their own people. You can look at it that way, like if you want to theorize. You can like also look at this like from a perspective where he tries to get rid of healthcare. Because like just as of recent, he reduced medicine costs a lot, which likely is quite insulting to a healthcare system. Like this is all speculative, okay? Like this is all just like pure speculation. This is just theorizing. Because of course, like they want like high prices, because like the health insurance will pay it. And of course, like when the health insurance can get like more money, more reserve funds, they will do that because they get money from that. They can like the highest plane of a healthcare system can decide which stocks are getting bought, and they are also of course like in the financial sector. So like when each person pays $800 a month for healthcare, it's just like assuming this as a given number, they will have a lot of liquidity in order to acquire companies and or stocks or further financial assets in order to increase their impact on like the overall society. So you could, if you want, interpret this as a countermeasurement against healthcare in order to get rid of healthcare, because like when like no one is like able to pay it anymore due to the high price. What the heck? That like no one gonna pay anymore, so it would be then gone. This is like high tinfoil hat. This is super speculative. Like in the end, metaphorically speaking, we will find out when it's then like unfolded already. Though, like from my humble perspective, it's absolutely against the interests of a president who is midst war scenarios and times, like on a global political scale, to cause a civil war within its own society, which is like what is so contrary. Like on one hand you have this healthcare system being present, and then like on the other hand you have like food stamps removed. Like something isn't adding up here, which is like wild in my humble opinion. Okay. This one we have. Okay. How long has the shutdown been going on? In the lead up to the shutdown in October, US President Mr. Donald Trump threatened to pursue mass federal layoffs after Okay. How long has the shutdown been going on? In the lead up to the shutdown in October, U.S. President Mr. Donald Trump threatened to pursue mass federal layoffs after the Democrats refused to approve a Republican-backed spending bill without key amendments that would restore funding for public health programs. This is very interesting. Okay, so the Trump administration tries to increase funding for healthcare. Like am I interpreting this right? Like is it that? I assume so. So it's a Republican effort to increase costs of healthcare. Yeah, like as formally mentioned, it looks like they try to get rid of healthcare that way. Because who on earth will afford $800 per month for healthcare? This is wild. Yeah, like that's why I'm like so confused right now. Because I was thinking it's like from the Democrats' end. So like he tries to raise the price extremely high so that people can't pay it anymore, so that healthcare gets rid of. Honestly, looks like a very well done play. Yeah, in order to like this is my tinfoil hat story about this. Like it looks like they try to get rid of healthcare. Because like healthcare, if I'm not mistaken, was like from the Obama administration. And like from what I know, like in terms of healthcare, it makes sense to get rid of it. Like I would like if I were president, I would try to establish a fair market space for health spending, rather than trying to get rid of this was malphrased. I would try to get rid of healthcare and in exchange instantiate a fair market for health spending, and also serve in school, like so that people learn from the beginning on how to build reserves, like for healthcare spending in the first place, so that the people are able to spend in that regard, and also, of course, like grant the given right that people can bankrupt on healthcare costs, like if they're too high, and of course also installments, like so that people can pay in very fair installments, like in that sense, and yeah, like ownership structure, so that like only one person can like at maximum own like 4 hospitals and not more. Like in that sense, and highly bureaucratized, so they are not allowed to like form price bonds, like in that sense, so that like you have a highly diversified market field within the hospital and like healthcare establishments, so that there's like a fair market instantiated. Because like when you have like a healthcare system where the doctor is like always granted pay, regardless of the situation, I see quite some issues there taking place. Republicans want the healthcare price to rise, and y'all can't afford it. Democrats are trying to keep it affordable. I say it would be advisable to just get rid of healthcare altogether. My humble opinion, like I think it's better to have a fair market environment and educated people who know how to build reserves which are reserved for health in the first place, where you maybe, I don't know, have a bank system in place where people can like build their healthcare reserves, like in that sense, which of course like looks similar to healthcare, though like this way it's like granted for people who don't want that, like to use their money like otherwise in that sense, which of course like comes with consequences, like when then like something is happening. Though sure. Like this it's like it seems like that the conflict there, like both sides are strengthening their point, and I think like if healthcare would be relieved in that sense, like not present anymore, and you have a free market instantiated without like any insurances, you will find that like doctors will lower prices so that people are able to afford health spending. And of course they will also serve systems which allow installments so that people can afford it. I think healthcare is the wrong approach here. If y'all want to get rid of it, then have a fucking plan before canceling, screwing the regular. Exactly. That's the thing. I agree, Kaylee. I agree. I think that'd be way better, because like now, like from the looks of it, like people who have a very severe situation in their life right now can't get food, and then like stuff like, as I saw, like there was like a video, like maybe some people watching right now, like they will know what I mean. There was a video of a mother of two, and she was like stealing groceries. She was like scanning the items though not paying them, and then like got scared of the police and had a crash going with two kids in the back seat. Of course, like looking at it, this woman was a criminal. This is criminal conduct though. Like when people don't have food anymore, this is the granted result of it. Like you have a causal structure like forming in that sense. So it's like highly advisable to solve this fast, because like this the impact on the criminal statistics will be present due to events like this then like taking place, because she has two kids and she can't feed them, and of course like people are then getting desperate and starting to engage in criminal conduct, which is not the way to treat people in that sense. So maybe just get rid of it, establish a fair market structure, and then I think it's done and solved for. Because like as you wrote, screwing the regular people, this is not the way to go. My humble opinion. Neither side back down, exactly, because like both, like this is the thing, like when you have an argument, when you have an argument going, like a person can only decide themselves. Like you can try to convince someone, you can try to talk down on someone, or like scream at them, or like give a plenitude of arguments. When they have made their mind up, like they will stay still. Which is like why it's so advisable to like find asynchronous approaches, asynchronous solutions, compromises, which is like the very fact, like or like the very result, if you phrase it that way, of a political system, which is like based on communication and democracy, like from what I learned. Then it has been rare for government shutdowns in the past to last for longer than a few days, though they do happen sometimes. Sure, like they do happen, though like the impact of it is vast and wild. And I hope it gets like the museums and stuff. Of course, like also a very very sad thing. Though like the food stamps, I think the food stamps. This is ridiculous. This is horrid. This can spiral out of control very very fast. Which also would then like in exchange explain the increased presence of executive organs within the general public within the US. It has been rare for government shutdowns, and I just repeated that. The last shutdown was during Trump's first term as US president. albeit only a partial shutdown. It was the longest in US history, lasting 35 days from December 22nd, 2018 to January 25th, 2019. It was sparked by a row over the building of a wall along the border with Mexico and ended only when Trump announced a tentative deal with congressional leaders to reopen the government for 3 weeks while negotiations continued. And Trump is a very, like from what I was able to observe, a very uncompromising negotiator. Like he does like stuff where he says what he wants and then like leaves the room, which is very, very powerful. Like in a recent video I talked about it. Like when you try to get something out of a like normal person, like this is like a dark way on negotiating. You push for emotional pressure and give a way out of it. It's like a tyranny prop in that sense. Like you say, for example, what you do is horrid. I don't know, jump once up and down and then this is forgotten. Like in that sense. And like what Trump does, he doesn't stay in the room, he just says what he wants and then like leaves it and then retracts, so that like people have only, like instead of like talking, only the option that he provided them. Which is a very, very powerful negotiation tactic for like people who aren't aware of that. Like it's in a sense, if you want, like you can describe it that way. It's like a game. It's like a play. Okay, so like pressure point, and the only way out of this pressure point is the provided one, and there's nothing else that is being talked about. So very strict leadership. Which of course can then, like when a tinfoil hat theory again, so like highly speculative, lead to situations that are unfolding just now in front of our very eyes. Since 1976, when the current process for setting and approving government budgets was established, the government has experienced 20 funding gaps, resulting in 10 shutdowns. It's very interesting. So like, okay, there they provided a graphic for us. So like, let's look at this. The United States US government shutdowns. The US government has had 20 funding gaps, resulting in 10 shutdowns since 1976. A shutdown happens when Congress doesn't agree on a budget, so parts of the federal government have to close until a spending plan is approved. There's the funding gap. And the shutdown. Okay, like this is the shutdown period, I assume, and there's like the funding gap. Like graphics are like always nice, though. You gotta like watch out. So we have here Gerald Ford as the president. Like you guys can like look into it, man. It's just like a statistic on like long government shutdowns. Like this seems still to be the longest. So as reference, like as we know that this can take this amount of time, you can then like also calculate that it can like take this time as well. Like each day without food for the people in need, very, very, very questionable. I hope this gets resolved very, very fast, and like from my perspective, propose that healthcare just gets removed and this is off the table, and the government can continue in that sense. What happens during a shutdown and which services are affected during a government shutdown? Non-essential federal services such as national parks and museums or regulatory agencies are halted or reduced, and many government employees are furloughed. Placed on unpaid leave, yeah, like as initially proposed. So I got this one right. Essential personnel such as military service members, law enforcement officers, air traffic controllers, and agents for the Federal Bureau of Investigation and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement are required to keep working, often without pay, until funding is restored. This this is quite interesting. Because like I was like also seeing a video just recently where like someone had like this hoverboard, like those drone type boards where he was like trying to fly, and he then had like the opportunity due to the flight commission agency, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Don't ask me for that. Like I'm still new to this. I'm still learning. Like where he just like aired what he's about to do, and no one answered. And then he could like fly with his like hoverboard drone type thingy through the city, because like no one was in the tower to control that. It was like quite interesting and like telling like what is then happening. So like there are quite some implications. What is like still like worrisome to me is that the food stamps are gone, which is extremely pressuring. It could also be like we like what would be charming to find out is like which department has control over the food stamp delivery to the people, so that we then know who is responsible for this. Because like it's like one fascinating aspect to look at this, like as a general situation unfolding right in front of our eyes, though I think like one of the most severe points of this is like that the food stamps are not being distributed. So it's like quite advisable to look who is responsible for that, and why is this being affected, and furthermore, why is this taking place with the food stamps as well? Because like the next thing was like also seeing a video where like people like from general public like help people in need with like food, and they were like asked to stop what they did from the police, which is then like also quite how to describe it? I think it's like against human dignity to like hinder someone from getting a meal a day, like especially taking into account like what prosperities we have like with our technological capabilities as a society altogether, like on the global scale, not taking into account still in development countries within this aspect. Though yeah, we have another graphic. A sign indicates that the US Capitol Visitor Center is closed due to the government shutdown on October 1st, 2025 in Washington DC. Congress could not agree on a budget to fund the government at midnight, causing the first shutdown since 2018. The US Capitol Visitor Center is closed due to in appropriation, the US Capitol. Jesus Christ. How many people work for the federal government? More than 2 million people are employed by the federal government across the US. Just over 7%, 162,489 people of all federal workers are based in Washington, D.C., followed by 6.7%, 150,679 in California, 6.5%, 147,358 in Virginia, 6.4%, 144,497 in Maryland, and 5.8%, 130,686 in Texas. The locations of 235 employees are not publicly available. How many federal employees are there in each US state? The federal government has more than 2 million employees across the US and US territories. Like also a nice graphic. Can I open this? And oh, this is like with function. Okay. So like you guys can like later visit it, like it's I will post the article in the video description, so don't worry, you guys can like look at it. Location of 276,235 federal workers is not publicly available. I think it's clear, because you don't want to like share like every detail in accordance to the government, because some privacy is always needed, which the government itself proves due to the lack of intelligence in like addressing those missing data points within those outstanding number of federal workers within the US government. How many are furloughed or working without pay? According to the latest estimates from the bipartisan policy center. Some 730,000 federal employees are working without pay, while about 670,000 have been furloughed. At the Department of Veterans Affairs, 97% of 462,000 personnel are still performing their duties. Most are being paid, as most of the department's funding does not come from annual appropriations, Congress approved budgets. About 95% of Department of Homeland Security, 271,000 employees are still working, most without pay, including Secret Service agents, immigration and border control officers, airport security, Coast Guard workers, and emergency workers in disaster relief. Which yet shows you again that even when you are in government, it's always advisable to have like at least like a 3-month buffer at a place. Like you can like look at major events which are in quotes disastrous in terms of like economic situations unfolding within the government, like so that you have like a buffer being present when stuff like this is happening. And I hope that this is like ending very, very fast for both sides, because I know how stressful this can be, like when people have no money in that sense, especially within a capitalistic society. This was stated without being meant as a critique towards the capitalistic system, because it's beautiful and it just gets abused like most systems are at some places, some points. I am a capitalist at heart. Some 90% of Department of Justice, 115,000 employees are still working, mostly without pay, including law enforcement, FBI agents, criminal prosecutors, and prison guards. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, the next thing what is like quite like reading about like prison guards without pay, the bribery then like going on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, then we have another graphic. Members of the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, walk along the National Mall weeks into the continuing U.S. government shutdown in Washington, D.C., the U.S., October 27th, 2025. Photo was made by Kylie Cooper from Reuters. Conversely, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has 91% of its 4,300 employees furloughed. Only those involved in monitoring markets and handling urgent fraud issues continue to work. Makes sense. About 89% of the environmental protection agencies, 15,000 workers, have been furloughed. Security guards, criminal investigators, and emergency response workers continue to work. About 87% of the Department of Education's 2,450 government staff have been furloughed. Those are still working include workers distributing student aid and grants to school. How many federal workers have been furloughed? Roughly 730,000 federal employees are believed to be working without pay, while another 670,000 have been furloughed, according to the latest estimate from the Bipartisan Policy Center. So here's another graphic. We're not gonna deep dive into this, though of course like we're not gonna deep dive into this one. I think it was quite diligently described within the text itself. What is the impact on federal programs come November 1st? Some essential government programs will lose funding altogether. The U.S. Department of Agriculture said on October 10th that it would have insufficient funds to pay food benefits by the end of the month. Like food benefits, this is like the food stamp thing, I assume. Like this one would be lovely, like if someone like investigates this like further diligently, because like looking at the ties, this is wild. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program overseen by the USDA will run out of funds by the end of this week. More than 42 million Americans rely on food assistance. You guys don't want this in the criminal statistics. This is immense pressure. It could be, this is tinfoil hat, which is like why I say like be reserved about it. Just like find out like what is going on, because it could be that like someone orchestrated this in order to induce pressure on the administration, which if it would turn out true would be horrific. This is against every human dignity, and this can like I know that there are like, because like Esmond Gold looked this up, like there are like 163 million or 168 million workers. This is a significant number. You don't want this like popping off in the criminal statistics. Snap feeds families. This is you guys. This is like, look who is responsible for this. In my humble opinion, this shouldn't happen. This is absolutely wild. Look into this. Why is this happening? In my humble opinion, this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't happen. Well, like, because you can like even I don't know what is 2% of what was like 2% of 42 million, like this is like a very very conservative estimate. So like assuming there are 2%, this would mean like if just 2% turn criminal, you have 840,000 criminals sitting in the system. I can say without words in that sense. Like Loki, this is wild. Make sure that this is being solved. This is extreme. And like for the people like watching, like if you guys know someone who were like reliant on food stamps, like maybe help them out, because I think like each and every one, like without food, this is horrific. This is horrific. Like at least like a loaf of bread, a glass of water, so that people have to eat. Showing some love in that sense, because we all know the struggle. We all know how even normal hunger feels. Like if you guys know someone who is like struggling in that sense, like provide some help. This is wild and it shouldn't happen. This is embarrassing in my humble opinion, and yeah, it looks like pressure. It looks like someone is utilizing, like if you tinfoil hat, someone is utilizing 42 million people in order to pressure someone. A man holds a sign, like this is another graphic. So a man holds a sign reading SNAP feeds families as food aid benefits are expected to be suspended from November 1st amid the ongoing US government shutdown during a rally for SNAP on the steps of the Massachusetts State House in Boston, Massachusetts, the US, at October 28th, 2025. Brian Snyder, Reuters. So, continuing. The Trump administration has said it will not use emergency funds to prop up the program, which furthermore like implies that this seems to be a blackmail approach, or like not the blackmail approach, sorry, hard term. Like it looks like that this is happening due to pressure Mr. Trump. Though like it stands as like formally mentioned. I really hope this gets resolved rather sooner than later. Which is like why I state yet again, like look into like who is responsible for this part. Like who is responsible for this? This is against human dignity. Horrific. Good. How many people receive SNAP benefits? More than 40 million Americans receive Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program SNAP benefits from the USDA each month. And there you see the percentage of population receiving food stamps, which is very significant and shows you yet again what type of explosive nature this like introduces within this conflict taking place on the policy level unfolding, which is why I yet again refer to maybe get rid of healthcare altogether so that this stops. Good. Also facing a lack of funding is the special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants and children. Like again, like I hereby refer to this video. Like maybe I will like search it, maybe I will like link it in the description, in the video description. I don't know yet. I'm quite certain you will also find it like when you just simply Google it. But there was a woman with 2 children. She had like around $200 worth of like groceries in a trunk, and she panicked and like fled, and there was a car accident and like 2 kids were involved. This is not to excuse her behavior, this is criminal conduct. This is just like to show you what is happening when this is like on the horizon. Like when 42 million people are then like facing hunger. This is extreme, and it's very advisable to find a solution, like metaphorically speaking, yesterday, like in order to prevent this from escalating further. When infants and children, which provides food, breastfeeding support, and education to more than 6 million pregnant women, young mothers, and children. Like just as it has been mentioned, like really maybe get rid of healthcare, and then this problem is just solved. It looks like a very questionable power play taking place here, which is why I yet again refer to look who is responsible for this. Oh, intruder! Oh. What will the economic impact be? The impact of a shutdown on the economy is usually temporary and not far-reaching. Prolonged and unpaid workers' pay is generally backdated once a shutdown ends and funding is released. However, that doesn't mean it has no impact. Contracted workers tend to be worse affected than others. Yeah, like you have like the government has the option to basically write out contracts that like contractors can take. So this is this has an impact on the economy. Like though due to the length of like those in quotes government shutdowns, like it's mitigatable, and I think like especially with the 42 million people being at stake here, I assume this will be very fast solved, because like the implications of 42 million people, like an amount of percentage then like being found again into the criminal statistics. This is horrific, as these workers will only receive back pay if their contracting employers are able to provide it. The Trump administration has also threatened not to provide back pay or to fire workers altogether, meaning this time around the shutdown could affect the economy more. Which, like, when you want to tinfoil hat a little bit here, you could theorize that this also introduces suggestions from this Doge scheme they were like introducing in the beginning in order to reduce government spending. It's like museums, like I see it's like super important to have that like historic value being present. Like, I don't know, like, maybe there are some, in quotes, like, senseless jobs. Long story short, we will see what comes out of it. I'm neutral to this, just like in terms of, like, tinfoil hatting, theorizing a little bit why this is taking place in the first place. According to the Congressional Budget Office, CBO, the partial shutdown in 2018-19 reduced gross domestic product GDP growth by about 0.1%. I think this is quite significant. In the fourth quarter of 2018, it's around $3 billion, and about 0.2% in the first quarter of 2019, around $8 billion. That's a lot of claims. This was mainly due to the loss of prolonged workers' pay and delayed spending on goods and services. About 3 billion of these losses were not expected to be recovered, so GDP in 2019 was estimated to be 0.02% lower than it would otherwise have been. This time around, analysis estimate that the shutdown will shave 0.1 to 0.2 percentage points of the GDP for each week that it carries on, which equates to about around $15 billion a week. That's a lot of clams. Jesus freaking Christ. In a JP Morgan briefing note, economist Michael Ferroli wrote the impact could be worse this time due to the threatened layoffs and actual job loss, which could create risks for the labor market and consumer spending. I think this is like an opportunity to find systematic approaches in order to mitigate such situations due to the general movement in terms of technological developments due to autonomous systems which automate jobs. So basically worker replacement look statements being made by Senator Bernie Sanders and Amazon. So moving on, without the release of economic data, which has been delayed by the shutdown, and with the continuation of shutdown itself, the full impact remains unclear, certainly. Like most of this was speculative, though I think it's very advisable to see what is happening here. Like maybe get rid of healthcare altogether. Maybe provide a fair market in terms of like healthcare, so that someone is not able to monopolize health institutes like hospitals and whatnot, so that a fair playing field is being provided. Furthermore, I've been provided with some videos we can react to right away. So lish close all dish that, and this is the first video. So I say I'm gonna pause the music, go there, and without further ado, jump right in.
I just wanted to come real fast just to make this video, just to make something very, very clear to the white man. Black Americans do not care about your government shutdown, and Black Americans do not care about you taking away our EBT and our government assistance. And you can think that you're about to starve us to death, but I'm here to let you know that we are going to eat regardless, even if we have to hunt you animals down and roast and eat you. The delectable crackers and
this is what I mean. Like this looks like it could be that this is theoretically stated by this individual. Though that's exactly what I mean. Like this is basically what is then like bound to happen. Such videos can cause psychosis in others. Like those are like the first indicators, like, oh shit, shit's about to hit the fan. Like I understand the vibes. I think this is not just an exclusive problem to people from this community. I think this is a matter of humanity within the US. So each and every human, especially hereby referring to the statement being made by Al Jazeera, that children, especially like breastfeeding moms, are impacted by this. Horrific.
So you guys, I have been doing some digging as far as what is going on with this EBT, EDT, I don't know, the food stamp deal, because I am legitimately worried for America right now. I'm legitimately worried for the people who are ignorant, because those are the people who are going to be going to the grocery store having no idea what's going on because they stay off of the news, which is great. I don't think people should watch the news at all. I think people who are not bought and who offer legit information are people who we should listen to. But those are the people who are going to go to the grocery store next week and be like, why are people attacking me? Why are people trying to steal my groceries? And I figured what I would do today is start initially with some more people who are wanting to bring a ton of violence to America because of this.
I think he's absolutely right, because like there are like also people who are very frustrated about things in general, and they like you leverage situations like those unfolding in order to cause a ruckus, because they can then like excuse their actions with mistreatment by the government. I agree with this gentleman. This is horrific, and it's very important for people to be aware of what then can happen there.
And remember, the people who are causing the most ruckus are black people. I am not a racist person. So let me say it like this. It's not all of them, but it's always them. It's not all of them, but it is always them who are doing this stuff.
Like from what I was being told, there are statistical indicators in that regard with underlying societal factors. I think like one of the major contributors to this was like stuff like redlining. There are some historical features being at play. So like advise like people like watching right now to keep that in mind. Like people's opinions are diverse, and like this is like as he says, like it's very unlikely that it is meant in a racist way. It's likely due to his reference data that he read, like in that sense.
That should be studied. That's saying. I know black people who are great, who would never even think about trying to rob someone or
like I agree. It's like that's like a thing many people tend to overlook. Like it's always important to like ask the necessary questions in order to deduct or like generally to find out like what is causing that in order for it to be addressed, and not like just provide painkiller after painkiller after painkiller, because like painkiller doesn't remove the nail from the foot.
Screw over a store or whatever, who work for a living, who make an honest living. I don't know black people who are going to be like the people who we're about to see, because I take an idea in life very seriously, and it's you become your surroundings. You become the people that you hang out with, which is why I choose not to surround myself with people like this. But I think it's irresponsible for America to stop ignoring the facts. It's not all of them, but it's always them. So here we go. We got our first sweetheart of the day. Very nice. Spends a lot of money on, I don't know, what is that? What is that? Is that piercings on her face? Okay. Try it out.
And a PSA to them retail workers during this hard time of what the fuck is going on in the world. I really don't advise y'all to try to chase after anybody that's trying to collect them some food for their family as they're walking out that door with that cart, because you might fuck around and don't make it home. What's going on in this world, I really think it's y'all best bet to let them people walk about that store with that shit and you mind your business. Because I promise you, when y'all get in my face, I'm gonna flu flox y'all ass. I swear for Jesus.
Now look, I don't know what she said at the end. Foo fox your ass. I don't know what that means. But I'm going to ask the same question that I asked in the first video I did on this. Let's say it's not one of the workers, and let's say it's a manager there, or maybe the owner of the store.
Like that's like also again, like when we remember the article analysis we just like conducted together, this is the imposed pressure like on the administration. Like it looks like a negotiation scheme like going on. Questionable stuff though, like just as a reminder here at this place.
Can they have the same reaction to you? Is that a fair thing? Like you're saying, if someone tries to take back the stuff that you stole from them, that you're gonna what, kill them pretty much? I mean, you're saying that they're not gonna make it home. So can the store owner or a manager, whoever you want to put it on, can they have the same initial reaction as you? Like, oh man, they're trying to steal my stuff. Is that fair, or is that not fair? Because I don't know what's fair anymore. I don't know.
Like what I think would be a sane action in that regard. Like if I would own a store and like knowing, okay, this is about to happen, I would hire security personnel. Like this is quite concerning, because like people who aren't even part of the conflict like unfolding there could be drawn into that, like innocence, like I don't know, like if a shootout happens, like maybe like a baby gets hurt or like something in that regard. And I think like that's also why we have so much executive presence currently being there in the US, like with the National Guard and like whatnot. Like as mentioned, like 42 million people. This is no joke. This is quite concerning, actually.
How these people think. Is it a reparations deal? Do you think that you can just do whatever you want? Do you think you're owed something? I don't know. I don't know how this works anymore. I really don't. All right, you guys. Well,
I think like how this could work is to actually look what is taking place and addressing this as a human populace. Like really gathering together, like stop looking at it like from the imposed scenarios that like taking place, like see what is happening clearly, look at the issue at hand and find a solution together so that no blood is being spilled. I think we're all humans. I think we all don't want to get hurt. Like in that sense, I think this is something that can unify us. Like stop like thinking in like conflict. Like look what are similarities across groups of interest. Like in order to find a way together. Okay, we both don't like to get shot, for example. Like we like to have our biosphere integrity being granted. Like to walk together hand in hand. Communicate actively. Okay, there are people who need food. Organize, provide food share centers, like as a U.S. populace for the people in need. Like if the government fails, maybe show the government like how it's been done and address the government for it, because the government is a servant of the people. This is like why the Constitution granted you guys the right to have a power equilibrium being instantiated. So actually, maybe go ahead and establish an equilibrium and hold the government accountable for what happened there in a civilized manner. Because I think that's something we all can agree, and like that he also like I assume like emotionally stated here that like no one wants that. So like gather together, like look beyond what is happening, see that we are all human, and find a solution.
we're talking about food stamps, all of these overweight people and obese people who seem to be staying obese somehow while being on the people's dime. I am a person who works super hard in the gym. I know there are a lot of people out there. There are a lot of people who are super big into the health thing right now. But one of the biggest things that holds people back is recovery and energy. And ultimately, when you don't have those, you're leaving gains on the table. Sermorelin is prescription therapy that supports your body's own growth hormone production. We're talking better sleep, stronger recovery, more drive in the gym, and support for lean muscle gains when paired with the correct nutrition and workout program. Here's what makes this work. Sermorelin works by signaling your pituitary gland. It helps your body produce more HGH. Very different than taking actual human growth hormone. It works with your body, not against it. No shortcuts, just smarter recovery, better gains in the gym. ReadyRx handles everything with licensed providers and US pharmacy delivery. It is medical supervision start to finish. So if you are ready to take your training to the next level and recover like a pro athlete, hit the link below the video and use the code HDC for a discount. Here we go, we got another guy.
Got my way, I'm not paying for a damn thing. Y'all got me fucked up. I ain't getting a food stamp on EBT. Oh, watch this. Watch this. I'm about to, it's about to be some bullshit. It about to be some shit. I'm about to go in that bitch masked up, you hear me? Masked up, racking every damn thing off the damn shelf, throwing that shit in a basket, walking clean up out there. Well, y'all got me fucked up, boy. It's about to be Thanksgiving, you hear me? And Christmas coming up, and y'all gonna take away nigga EBT? Oh, nah, y'all got the game really fucked up. Y'all got the game fucked all the way up, son.
I'm like also quite certain that there are like also like overall in general like videos being found from like multiple communities of interest in that regard, because like it's a unified interest across all those 42 million people who are reliant on food stamps. I hereby refer again to the formally conducted analysis on the article from Al Jazeera. This is what is happening when 42 million people are entering a mass psychosis that can escalate in very gruesome ways, and there's nothing heroic about it, like on no sides. Like it's really advisable to see the human and to organize in order to prevent such things from happening and counter that. Like maybe this like goes out for the store owners to, like, so that people have like a place where they can eat, like gather together as a community, like talk about what is happening, why it's happening, so that people are safe.
Lead it. Watch this. Y'all think I'm playing? Watch this, you heard me? Watch this. Watch what I do.
So once again, if somebody sees this video in a store and they own a store, I don't know, sometimes I wish I like was a manager of a grocery store. I don't know, maybe I'll go to one in like downtown Austin and just try to get a job for a day there. Hello, my name's Dan. I'd like a job here, and I am armed, and I'd like to protect your store. I may go down there and do that anyways, because this is ridiculous. These people are openly saying, whoever owns this store, fuck them. I'm gonna go.
Well, it's not just these people, it's 42 million people. This is wild, and I really hope that like people see this right now. I will try to formulate this as clickbaity as possible without falling too much into fantasy. This is a serious issue. Like, I really hope that people gather together and provide the people in need with food, because they are part of society, and even a smile can, like, imagine a depressed worker who is like having a really bad day, who might plans like on this day to end himself, and then like maybe meet someone who is reliant on food stamps, and they have a great time together, and like those are stories which are really happening. There's value in each human life, and I think we all know this beauty. So maybe like just right now it's the time to counteract with human dignity and decency and holding the people who are accountable for this unfolding accountable.
And steal all your shit, and if you try to come and stop me, I'm going to hurt you. Sir, what if I came to your house, kicked down your door, and said, I'm taking all your stuff, and if you try to stop me, I'm going to hurt you? What would you do? You'd probably say, fuck you, and shoot me. We can't have that. Here's another guy, just keeps getting better and better.
I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They gotta help me feed my fucking kids.
Oh my lord, dude.
Again, like, intelligence is like spread across like a bell curve, if you want. We have people who are a little bit more simple. This is like not meant as an offense against this gentleman. I think he's failing to say that like if he has two kids, that it's like quite challenging for him to find something that he feels like extremely pressured, and he has two kids and he can't feed them. And again, like that's why I said like 42 million people, this is wild. And I think like in order to protect the whole country, like communicate that, organize, help the people. I know it's the government's job, though, like you guys are the government. And like that's like why I said like in the beginning to actually find out what is happening, why it's happening, like ask the questions, and after this has been accounted for, because this happened already, okay? So like it gotta play out in a sense. So like in the end, when it happened, to then like search for accountability so that this is not happening in the future again. Because it happens. It just is the way it is.
So that's what this is about? Let me ask you, sir, what if everybody had the thought process that you have? Nobody works. It's just, I don't know. The government provides everything. Nobody works. How would you get your food stamps if nobody worked? If everybody was like you? You seem like an able-bodied man, and you...
To paint the picture perfectly, where everything is automated and where we have machines for us working, though, like I understand what this gentleman is proposing here. This is currently not yet the time for a universal basic income scenario, so like I understand the statements, though. Just like to to like shine light up on what is bound to happen.
You don't want to work. You just want to hang out all day, play video games, and still have food for your kids. What a great day to be an American. Here's one of my all-time favorites.
If I came in your house with all my bags, picking out all your food, deep freezer, snacks, your grandmama's milk, and everything, what you gonna do? I'm curious. What you gonna do? If I was a
I hear again like kids in the background. Like this is a highly emotionally charged situation going on for this individual. I hereby refer again to formally proposed analysis from the Al Jazeera article. And again, like this is dangerous, and I think we all are well advised to find a solution that helps the people, because they're kids, and this is very emotionally motivating for a person. Like what people do for their children is wild, and I think we can also all agree on this. Those are persons in need.
Walk in your house and go grocery shopping in your shit.
Let me tactfully answer this, ma'am. I would probably give you a chance, depending on how you got into my house. If my doors were unlocked and you just walked in, I'd probably be like, you have 2 seconds to get out.
Smoke break.
Just to give you a chance if it was truly about food. And then if you didn't, well, I would shoot you. And then I would put up the middle finger to everybody who thinks that I did something wrong. Oh my God, she was just trying to get food. Fuck you. Fuck you. Go get food the right way. So guys, now we get to the reason why a lot of these people are upset. Apparently, and I did not know this, I haven't thought twice about food stamps. I don't even really know how they work. And I am proud to say that because I've worked for everything in my life. But apparently people sell these food stamps. And that's why a lot of these people are upset, because now they're not going to be able to sell the food stamps.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Like, the real reason why a lot of people are upset about this whole food stamps, SNAP benefit thing, bro, is because they're selling their food stamps, bro. They're selling them. I'm telling you, they are selling their food stamps, bro. You know how many people in New York and other states right now are going to the corner store, the deli, and they're selling their food stamps, bro? They're selling, that's why they're getting like $4,000, $3,000 in food stamps.
This is quite wild, and I think also a matter that is advised to be investigated why this is taking place in the first place.
And they're selling it for cash. They'll get $4,000 in food stamps, and they'll just take like $1,000 in cash. Like, bro.
What? $3,000 to $4,000 in food stamps? That's how much people get? There's got to be no way. For a family of 6, you can feed them pretty well on $400 a week. Obviously, if you're not buying all the stupid shit people buy nowadays, like donuts and chips and everything else, that's $1,600 a month. $4,000 a month? What are they doing? They go into a steakhouse every night? That's $133 a day.
That's really interesting analysis for the food delivery account. Like, I assume that you sometimes have the situation where like baby food, for example, can be quite expensive. I'm also quite illiterate in that sense. Would also be interesting to like look into this like all together. I agree.
So we got people out here crashing out because a lot of people are not showing any sympathy for the possibility of those people that get food stamps not getting them in the month of November. You know how many people I've seen sell food stamps to get their hair done, nails done, their toes done, buy an outfit to go to the club, drugs? A lot. If I've seen it, other people seen it. You know what? That's why people don't give 2 fucks. I've seen people, women, get a new man. The man got the food stamp. Now, the food stamp is for her and her kids. The man has the food stamp card and he in the grocery store buying shit that he wants. People see that shit. The what? They don't give 2 fucks. You know?
I've never seen this shit, ma'am, but I believe you. I had no idea this is a thing, but it's wild and I believe it. I can't believe how...
Me neither. Like, it truly sounds wild. Like those are situations which are well advised to be addressed for, like, from a governmental perspective, like, in order to hinder abuse of the system altogether. Lots and lots of construction sites in that aspect, metaphorically speaking. Wild.
How much money they're giving out on food stamps. That's fucking crazy. I'm in shock right now. $4,000 a month, $3,000 a month, even $2,500 a month. That is a lot of money for just food and house supplies. Well, we're going to see what happens, because now it seems like there is definitely going to be just a complete chaos of people destroying stores.
Right, like, I assume this is I will like cut it down a little bit. Like a montage. Amazing video, a heavy duty country. I'll link his video also down in the description below. Go there, like, comment, subscribe. Amazing dude. Appreciate what he does. Gives good perspectives in that sense. So go there. Say hello, be kind, be kind. And let's see the other videos as well. This one.
You're going to steal my basket full of groceries after I leave the store? Yeah, I don't think so there, Han. I've seen a lot of videos talking about how people's EBT is getting cut off, and so they're going to be stealing groceries straight out of the store. But I've also seen a lot of videos talking about how people are going to grab baskets whenever they come out of the store. That way they're not stealing from the store, they're stealing from an individual. Well, you grab my shopping cart full of groceries that I bought and paid for with my fucking money, and you're going to hear two sounds. There's going to be three sounds. Maybe. There's certainly going to be two sounds. The first sound you're going to hear is me saying, "Now, Han, that's a bad idea there. You better walk the fuck on." If you don't walk the fuck on, that'll be the next sound you fucking hear. And the third sound, son, I'll hear it. You won't. No, sir. I'll fucking hear it. And you fucking won't. Now, people are going to come back on this video and say, "Oh, you'd end somebody over a basket full of groceries?" Yeah, I would.
This like, as mentioned, so like I would even introduce now, like, hearing that, I doubt, due to the prosperity of the United States, that this will happen, though this is a clear indicator for a civil war around the corner. When people die, people have many bonds. Even people who seem very isolated, they also have many bonds. Like, the pain introduced by a death of a human being is significant. Like, especially like in the initial phase, like after someone died due to a conflict, regardless the form, is so severe that it introduces the urge of revenge. This is very concerning, and also here again, gather together. I think this is a clear indicator that there's lots and lots of pain, and maybe do what the government should do in that sense, and look at what is taking place on a systematic level and address for it, account for it. Again, the government is your servant. The government is there for the people. Look at that and maybe overstep this conflict. See what is happening here with the 42 million people. Like, the most videos I was seeing, like in the former video, you could hear kids being mentioned. I don't know if this old gentleman has kids or had kids. Maybe try to be as human as possible. Of course, when somebody is introducing crime, threatening you with a gun, and you have a gun, like maybe like to protect life, try to avoid anything from escalating. Though of course, like it's within the rights of like self-defense. Long story short, I think none of the parties want that. This is painful. Like seeing both sides of the spectrum, or like both sides of the coin. We all want the same thing, food. Maybe it's advisable to help one another getting food rather than fighting for it.
You're damn right. Because that person that's deciding to steal from me, they've already decided that that's what their life is worth. Well, they made that decision. They made that choice. You don't fucking steal from me. Fuck around and find out.
Like, yet again, like both parties want food. Like, why fighting for it? Like, maybe helping one another getting it. You're way more effective on the farm, like when you're multiple people. At least as of now, with the current technology being present. I assume there are by now fully automated farms, though. Long story short, I think this would be a testimony of Pavan values within a society when people start killing one another. I really urge people to see what is taking place here, hereby re-referring again to the analysis conducted on the Al Jazeera report. Link will be down in the description. Help one another. Both want the same thing. Both want the same thing. The person, like, rather than stealing, maybe like asking, hey, like, I have kids, can I please get a little bit? We can exchange contact details. I can help you out sometime. I don't know, maybe you need something being done, so that like food is being exchanged. Like, what I'm hereby also addressing is, look what is taking place. This seems to be like the amount of pressure like rising currently, like within the US due to this situation unfolding in front of our eyes here. Investigate that, see what is happening, overstep it, see the human in each party, and work together rather than spilling blood for a thing we all want in the end of the day. And I think we all can find compassion and love for this. Good. Okay, next video. This one, let's see.
Food stamps gone. Section 8 gone. All your SNAP and EBT benefits gone. Now you got to go back to Tyrone. Woo! I think this is great. We have just single-handedly saved the black family. Why? Because Tasha can't run out on Tyrone anytime she get mad and think the government going to take care of her. Tasha can't leave Tyrone and think that the kids going to eat. Tasha can't leave Tyrone and think she going to get a free rent. Tasha can't depend on the government, because years ago, black women turned their back on black men for government assistance, for food stamps, for Section 8, for welfare, for WIC, for all the things that black men bring into their household. They said, no, we don't need that. I'll go file to the government and they'll give it to me. Trump said, hell no. Woo! Now you're going to have to start choosing better. Woo! Now women are going to have babies with men that actually want to have babies with them. Woo! Now women are going to have to vet their partners and not be able to just hit them up for a check every time and think they can live off the government. Woo! This shit amazing. You're going to see more wives and less baby mamas. You're going to see more two-parent households, because it's going to be a family unit. Because
it's like also an interesting angle he's proposing there, though. Like, as per usual, I think it's more a bell curve. Like, you can't like skim all people like over this proposed viewpoint you just took there. Though of course, like this is a legitimate critique, and there are people who do that. Though, like, especially when we look at this party of interest here, there were things being conducted in the history which are yet to be addressed for, accounted for, to be fixed for. Like, I think like an investigative approach, like especially from an analytical perspective, is to be advised here, like in order to find out like what is taking place, like in quotes, in the first place, or like altogether, so that people like understand what they do and why they do that. Like in that sense, don't like understand what this gentleman is proposing here.
Success is a team sport. You're going to see women go back to their men, go back to their child's father and try to work things out and not childishly run out to the next nigga. Why? Because Donald Trump and the government don't got your back no more. Because you can't go over there and get free food stamps and sell them bitches 40 for the 80. Because you don't have a $72 rent anymore. Because now you're going to have to figure it out. And the only person that's left is that black man that you walked out on years ago. And the price of pussy going down too. Donald Trump did it with this one, and I'm here for it. Queens, go back to your kings and work it out. Baby mamas, go back to your baby daddies and become wives. It's time for us to work together. This is actually amazing. No longer will you be incentivized by quitting on your household. No longer will you be incentivized by quitting on your marriage. No longer will you be incentivized by quitting on that black man. You are no longer incentivized to leave. So baby, you either pay or stay. That ugly money. Interesting people to come on my podcast. I need some interesting people to come on my show. You got a story to tell. You got a product to promote. You got an album releasing or a single. Hey, man, come on the Ugly Money Podcast. One of the biggest podcast platforms in the Southeast. It's bigger than radio. I do more views than TV. You definitely want to tap in. Just DM me the word interview. Pound sign interview. Don't come broke right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's go viral. It's like this clip right here that you just seen. Yeah. See? It could have been you. You was playing. You about 3.5 a minute. Capping like it's gas. Dumbass.
Legitimate viewpoint. Again, like there's a metaphor, you can describe it as the devil lies in the detail. So I also assume that this like imposes a vector of like mistreatment towards some individuals which benefit from that. Like it's all nuanced, like it's all a spectrum. Though I think it's an interesting angle like this gentleman introduced to us. I'm also excited for the next video, though of course like I think what is like most approachable like in that sense is to get a grand picture of things, like also including those arguments. So like as of now it looks like we have many people ready to conduct violence, and I think violence would be the wrong approach here. I think we all want food. This has to be addressed, and like after this has been addressed for, that like then people start to find a solution which is optimized also for those edge cases where people are rather going to food stamp life rather than staying with their partner. I think this is a social thing where we can also like introduce other values within society where we can address the situation like altogether. Though like for me right now the focus lies on people who are about to commit violence due to lack of food, due to pressure from like having kids and whatnot. So like finding balance here, because this seems to be the most imminent pressure point that is like about to hit the US, and I'd really like appreciate, like love to see like people not spilling blood over this, because we all want food, we all know what hunger means, and then when like stability is reintroduced, like for example after healthcare has been removed as a possible solving scenario for all that, so that like continues after that, then to like address like angles like this gentleman here proposed just now. Good. Let's check this one out.
Since they got rid of SNAP benefits, when y'all gonna start robbing the grocery store? And when can I meet somebody at the back of their mother trunk for a pack of New York steaks? Some strips, some ribeyes, T-bones, tomahawks. When can I meet y'all? Cause I don't get SNAP, but they don't know how these people are about to snap on these mother stores running in and running out. Okay, not even trying to be funny.
Like and like many people will also utilize the situation unfolding in order to abuse the situation. Like there will also be people which are not on SNAP in order, like just as he's like saying there. There will be people like seeing that, oh yeah, good opportunity to get some free food. like this is wild. Like 42 million people. This is no joke. This is no joke whatsoever. You've been here a minute just listening. I appreciate it, Alman. I appreciate it a lot. like trying to shine light up on it. I just got this like delivered today. Like will be a huge episode today. Like if you want, you can like later also listen to it completely like on YouTube. I appreciate you, Alex. Thank you so much.
When y'all start robbing the grocery stores, and excuse me, we used to have food boosters back in the day too, baby. When you wasn't buying from the people, they was going in there and getting them steaks. I know y'all done had crackheads in y'all, excuse me for that, but I know y'all done had them in the neighborhood trying to sell you some steaks from swamp.
Yeah, that's like also something like you will have people like then taking all product XYZ and then like trying to resell it on a parking lot.
Nonsense. Or whatever that truck is that used to come through the neighborhood.
Now, the video is humorous, but it's actually not humorous at the same time, right? He's actually being serious. Like, you know, when people start stealing, and the prices are already through the roof right now as we speak. It's already super high right now. Imagine when the food stamps cut off and so many people are scrambling for food and trying to eat by whatever means it takes. And it's going to get very, very scary very, very soon. You're going to be seeing so many people begin to steal groceries. You got grocery stores with elevated security happening very, very soon.
Yes, like as mentioned, I hope that this finds a peaceful solution. We all want food, everyone, also the people in the government. I think this is a very unifying fact about being human. We like to eat here and there. Keep that in mind. Find a peaceful way to work it out together. And I believe in us as a humanity. And even if we should fail, I'm also certain that we will learn from this. I hope it won't fail, because like history shows us that this is gruesome. Each life lost in conflict, one life too much. There is always a solution. Everything is transient. There's nothing bad about the statement. It's you don't need to impose a permanent solution for a temporary temporary problem. So love yourself. Maybe if you can, love the ones like who surround you. And YouTube. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. Maybe like, comment, subscribe. I don't know, for those who are still around. Like if you watched the whole video, you are amazing. I appreciate you so much. And with that being said, YouTube, love you guys as usual. Till next time. Peace!